Liv Morgan recently had a big moment on Raw, along with some other huge wins, so we'll see what the latest is with her. We'll also check out the latest on Sasha Banks and Naomi, as well as what Santino Marella is saying. Let's start things off with the latest information and updates on Sasha Banks and Naomi. The latest piece of solid information comes from a new report by Wrestling Inc. Wrestling Inc. was also the first to break the news that Sasha Banks has been officially released from WWE a few weeks ago, and now they're providing some more context. They had this to say about Sasha Banks' WWE status, quote, "Here's what we know about Sasha Banks. She was released on June 10th, and it came from Erica Schreiber, VP of Business and Legal Affairs for Talent Relations. As for why WWE has not said anything or removed her, the rumor is that leadership is trying to smooth things over," end quote. That report came out right after another report stated that Sasha Banks and Naomi were both still listed on the internal roster as of last week of June 2022. So in terms of just mass confusion, that's what the Sasha Banks and Naomi situation still is. But according to the most reliable sources and reports, Sasha Banks has technically been released from WWE for several weeks now, but it appears that WWE refuses to make the news about the release public because they're in the process of trying to smooth things out and getting her to return. So it looks like before they do make the news public information that she's gone, they're going to throw some last resort efforts at her to try to get her back. If Sasha still doesn't accept whatever they're offering her and is locked in on staying released, then maybe that's when the news of Sasha's release will become official. So Sasha is still listed on WWE's internal roster, but she technically has been released since June 10th, 2022. Naomi's situation is still radio silent. There's been no rumors about Naomi being quietly granted her release. So in Naomi's case, she's still technically suspended, but still officially on the roster. So it is still very confusing. Sasha Banks and Naomi are both still listed on the active roster, but one is said to have been released weeks ago, while nothing appears to be going on with the other. Is this also why we haven't seen the women's tag team titles tournament yet? Does WWE think there's a chance to get Sasha Banks and Naomi back and hand them the titles? No one really knows at this current moment of time, but that's the latest so far on Sasha Banks and Naomi. Liv Morgan is quietly having a very nice year in 2022. She kicked off the year in the middle of a great title feud with Becky Lynch. Besides the obvious storyline with Bianca Belair, Becky's story with Liv Morgan was one of the best stories from Becky's title reign. Liv Morgan was unsuccessful in her chase for the Raw Women's title, but her momentum never really stopped. She went on to defeat Rhea Ripley, Sasha Banks, and most recently, Alexa Bliss. Those are 3 big wins in 2022 against all former women's champions, and some of the best active superstars on the roster. A Liv Morgan fan pointed out that stat out to Liv Morgan, and Liv did repost it. So sure, Liv isn't in the title picture or holding any titles right now, but that's still a couple of massive wins for Liv in 2022 alone. We sort of saw something similar last summer. Liv Morgan had the most momentum and story heading into the 2021 Women's Money in the Bank match. So much momentum that a lot of fans thought she was a decent pick last year to win the match. But that unfortunately didn't happen. In 2022, same sort of thing again. Liv broke up with Rhea Ripley, but didn't fade into the background. She kept that momentum rolling, formed a short-term alliance with Alexa Bliss, then defeated Alexa and kept rolling on with all that momentum. Even if Liv Morgan doesn't win that Money in the Bank contract, she still appears to be on pace to finish out the second half of the year in a big way. Maybe she gets back into the Raw Women's title picture, or maybe she gets involved in the women's tag team division again as well. Liv Morgan has spent a majority of the last few years inside of the tag team division with several partners, but she was never able to capture the women's tag team titles with any of those multiple partners. So it sort of feels like an unfinished little arc here for Liv Morgan. She started this journey years ago in the tag team division, been with several partners, but was never able to top the journey off by actually winning the women's tag team titles. So why not come back and revisit that story for Liv Morgan to finally put an end to that journey and capture the titles? Of course, the most likely new partner for Liv Morgan appears to be Alexa Bliss. They've spent the last few weeks always around each other, but never officially became a tag team with each other. So will Liv and Alexa officially form their tag team after Money in the Bank concludes? Because if neither Liv and Alexa secures the Money in the Bank contract, they're both really in a limbo sort of state with not much to do. So maybe WWE has been teasing the team so much because that's what's in store for them here in the coming weeks. Like Alexa said in a recent interview, she would love to team with Liv Morgan, but also pointed out how all of her tag teams have ended in bad experiences. So maybe that's the case for Alexa and Liv as well. Maybe they start off strong, capture the titles, but after a while, maybe we do see one of them turn on each other. Most likely Alexa Bliss, because it'll be a great way to get heel Alexa back, while continuing to build up the fan support for Liv Morgan. One of NXT's newest superstars is Arianna Grace. Majority of fans are already aware of this fact, but Arianna is the daughter of former WWE superstar Santino Marella. It wasn't that long ago that Santino was taking to Twitter to tell WWE to give his daughter a shot, and how he knows he'll be in the crowd for one of her WrestleMania matches. Only a few short months later, Arianna was signed to WWE and wrestling on national television on NXT. But one thing that Santino Marella has mixed feelings about is how WWE is now changing the last name of second and third generation superstars. He had this to say during a recent appearance on Mailbag Monday, quote, "I wish someone could explain the logic behind it. It's fine. If my daughter was Arianna Marella, I don't see a problem with that." They start that at first with Curtis Axel, Mr. Perfect's son, but everyone knew who he was. I think there's some equity in being the second generation, but it's great for her too, because when you're a second or third generation wrestler, it's really important for them to know that they've earned this and they're not just getting a free pass because of who their parents are, end quote. So Santino brings up a good point and spoke on the behalf of both sides of the argument. You have your superstars that do have their family names, such as Cody Rhodes and Charlotte Flair, same last names as their wrestling family members that both came before them. But on the flip side, WWE has decided to fully remove the family name from some superstars. Solo Sikoa has his own unique name that's different from his family. The Rock's daughter has now had some different ring names, and now, obviously, Arianna Grace is not Arianna Marella. Santino said that he would have loved if her name was Arianna Marella, but how at the same time he understands that the reason behind them changing last names is because how they probably want that individual to be their own star and their own person. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.